Good morning! My mom and I are here at the Hesse Trailhead, located inside of the Roosevelt National Forest. And this is located just outside of the Indian Peaks Wilderness. And today, we're going to go for Woodland Lake. Looking at about 4.5 miles out with roughly a 2,000 foot elevation gain. Official start time, 6:05. And within 7 minutes, we're up here to the Hesse Trailhead sign. Elevation 9,000 feet. We've made it up to the four-wheel drive trailhead. This is about a half a mile into the hike, and this has taken us 13 minutes. And we have been coming up this road at the beginning. It's pretty steep here right at the start. You can see the road actually way down there, and there's some people hiking up. We think we have found the little tree that we planted last year in memory of our old neighbor Angie Schuler. Yeah, I think it's that right there. Looks good. It's growing. We've made it up here to the first major trail split, and to the right is the bypass trail. That'll take you directly to Jasper Lake, but we're going to stay to the left today and head on over to Woodland Lake. According to the sign, it is 4 miles out. My GPS is showing this at just under 9,500, and we've got another uphill section right here. All right, and we finally got some sunshine. We should be getting pretty close to the trail split off to the left that heads on up to Lost Lake. I actually looked online for information about this hike, which I never do. And online, it said that it was about 4.5 miles out to the lake. However, that is totally incorrect because they weren't adding on that first half mile. So, we're looking at closer to 5 miles out. This is a really beautiful trail out here. It's just super rocky. I would highly recommend bringing poles because they help with the stability. Just gives you something to lean on the whole time. All right, and we're up here to the Lost Lake split. We're gonna stay to the right and take it on out to Woodland Lake. We're gonna cross the water, and it looks like there's another trail split just on the other side. And I think this is gonna be the split where you can take it left up to King Lake or right to Woodland Lake. I don't know, let's see. Yep, to the left is King Lake, and we're gonna stay to the right. And this part looks really pretty through here. It is just now 7:11, so we've been hiking for 1 hour and 6 minutes up to this point. And this is incredibly beautiful up here. I am loving it. We are now officially entering the Indian Peaks Wilderness. And I don't think we're going to see too many people out on this trail today. This part of the trail through here is incredibly beautiful. Nice and flat too. It's like everything past that last split up to Lost Lake. This has been really enjoyable. Nice and flat. Really pretty through here. What's going on? Where'd the trail go? The first mile and a half of this hike up to the Lost Lake trail split, it's real rocky and pretty steep. But once you pass that split, the trail is really enjoyable. It's pretty flat and really scenic. The trail started getting real windy and tight through there, and I was wondering if we were still on it. And we weren't. We just came in from right here, and we have reconnected now with the main trail. And I'm not sure how we got off this. All right, we're about an hour and 45 minutes into the hike. We're up here at an elevation of 9,750. And according to the GPS, this is a little over 3 miles from the lower trailhead. And right here is where the bypass trail pinches in really close to the trail that we're on. And if you take it across the water right here, this little trail connects the two. The other trail is literally right over there on the other side of the water. And that one goes up to Jasper Lake. So we're getting up there. We've got probably less than 2 miles. However, we do still have over 1,200 vertical feet that we need to go up. We just hit another open section, and I'm just really loving this trail today. It's not super steep, not yet. That nice flat section is over. We have hit the turn. We're heading to the west now, and the trail has started to ramp up. Oh yeah, we're going up. This is freaking awesome. We're at maybe 10,300 right now. And according to the GPS, this looks like it's real steep for the next 0.3 of a mile or so. And we got to get up to about 10,700. And then it should flatten out a tiny bit. We came screaming up to about 10,450 or so, according to my GPS, and it has now flattened out. Wow, this trail is really pretty. This is exceeding my expectations. This trail is loaded with waterfalls. We're almost 3 hours into the hike, and we're up here at over 10,600 feet. But this last 1,000, since that trail split over to the trail to Jasper Lake, well, this thing's been going straight up. So I think we've done most of the hard part. We just got to take it on out to the lake now. Looking at maybe another 300 vertical feet in the next mile or so. She's making her way through the little minefield right there. You got to stay on the rocks as to not sink into the mud. I mean, that's real soupy through there. We just hit 10,700 feet, and on my GPS it looked like that was the spot where the trail starts to mellow out, and I can confirm that. This is really nice up here. I mean, that last mile or so we've been coming up this thing like gangbusters. We have finally eclipsed 10,900, which means we've got less than 100 vertical feet left out to Woodland Lake, and we have maybe a quarter mile max, more like 2/10. So we're close. We're on the home stretch. Wow, and this last part is mind-blowing. My goodness, this is an awesome trail. I highly recommend it. This entire trail has been so good, but the best part is right here at the end. I believe the lake is going to be just past those trees. We're coming up to a sign. I think that means we're pretty much up here. Yep, we're in the lake zone. No campfires. Stoves only. We're pretty much up here. I can see the lake off to my left through the trees. But we're gonna stay on the trail and hopefully it leads down. It's got to. It looks like we're wrapping around the north side of the lake here. I'm hoping this thing drops down to the water. Yeah, what's going on? The lake is way down there. The trail might lead down to the water over there on the western side, but we're gonna head down right here. It looks like a clear path. I see some rocks we can potentially sit on, and then we should get the good view from this side of the lake. All right, guys, it is 9:53 right now, which means it took 3 hours and 48 minutes to get up here to Woodland Lake. Well, we're gonna head back up to the trail, take it around, and see if we can find a better spot by the water. We're coming around to the west side of the lake, and we're not too far at all from Skyscraper Reservoir now. It's just right over the hump. And we have finally come up to the trail split that leads over to the lake view. This looks like a really good spot right here. And there it is, Woodland Lake. If you follow the trail for another 3 or 4/10 of a mile, it will lead up to Skyscraper Reservoir. However, we're not going to do that today. We're content with Woodland Lake. It's about 11 o'clock, which means we've been sitting up here for a little over 1 hour. However, it's getting late, so it is time to go. It's time to head on back. All right, let's do it. My GPS had this at 5.8 miles out, which is well off the 4.55 I read about online. So I'm thinking this is going to take us about 3 hours to get back. We're just working our way down the trail here. And one good thing about this hike is that there's a lot of shade on it. And you really notice when you hit these open areas and get pounded by the sun, it is hot. In the shade though. Oh, I'm in the hot again. In the shade. It's about 12:30 right now, so we've been coming down for about an hour and a half. I just checked the GPS and looks like we're about halfway back. But we have done the hard half of the hike. The rest of this should go a little faster. We are now exiting the Indian Peaks Wilderness, and we're maybe a quarter of a mile away from the Lost Lake Split. We just passed the split up to Lost Lake, so I'm thinking we have a little over a mile and a half back down to the lower Hesse trailhead. We just had a fall, and that is, we're gonna get that fixed real quick.
You can't see it.
Yeah, we knew there were problems when we could see the blood start soaking through her shirt. But we used a towelette, one of those big band-aids, and some duct tape.
And we're good.
And we're good.
We're good.
Yep, she was too busy looking at the dog and not paying attention to where she was going, and fell and jammed her arm right into that. That's brutal. That'll tear you up every time.
But it was a doggy.
We've got less than a mile. We just need to drop it down right here, take it around the road. Then at the bottom of the road is the upper trailhead. And then maybe about 15 minutes back to where we parked. It is really pretty hiking out in this area, but as far as the terrain goes for this trail, it is garbage. I mean, I've hiked down the sides of mountains that aren't this loose. This trail commands your attention. You've got to constantly look down, or else you're gonna like blow out a knee or roll an ankle or something. Yeah, it's just like someone threw a bunch of baseballs and softballs all over the place and you have to walk over them. I mean, look at this right here. This is atrocious. And we have made it back to the upper trailhead in less than 2.5 hours. This shouldn't take more than 15 to get back to the lower trailhead. So we're looking good on time. I've got the Hesse Trailhead sign right behind me. So we've got maybe a quarter mile back to where we parked. Well, it's a shame that my mom fell and suffered an injury. Other than that, this was like the perfect hike. But she's tough as nails. My mom is not complaining about it. I'd be like, oh my God, my arm hurts so bad. My mom's pretty tough though. I keep asking her, how's the arm? She's like, oh, it's fine, doesn't hurt. She's like looking forward to picking off the scab and stuff. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Hey. All right, guys, and we're back. It's just now 1:42, which means it took 2 hours and 42 minutes to come down. It's pretty good. It took 3 hours and 45 minutes to get up. My GPS is showing this at 11.4 miles total. You can see all the blood right there. Oh man. Well, nice job. We still did it. Woodland Lake. Boom, got it.
Got it.
All right, we're back. And how was the arm feeling?
Feels fine. It doesn't even hurt.
How can that not hurt?
It
You
doesn't
have all that
hurt.
skin ripped off.
Because it's already ripped off.
I would be crying. I'd be like, oh my God, someone's gonna have to drive home for me. I can't move my arm.
No, but I expect ice cream on the way
Yeah,
home.
we're gonna have to, I don't know. I say rub a quadratini on it and it should probably feel better. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the hike. And until the next one, y'all, peace.